Hey, Doug, Dennis. Thanks for taking the call this morning. Try to keep this pretty short. It's more of an overview, not a full demo of the system, but I know you're using QuickBooks, so let me just could do something real quick here. So here's what you're going to get that you don't have now. Uh, job, great job costing. I'm going to show you how jobs work as well. Subcontracts, change orders, purchase orders, RFIs when you're working on larger jobs, submittals and transmittals, daily field reports, an hours to complete analysis, which I'm going to show you in a little bit, job reports, and a few others. About 100 job cost reports in here. But this is, and by the way, we have about 1,300 Sage 100 clients. It used to be called Master Builder. I slip once in a while. Um, and at least 70, it's probably closer to 80% of those came from QuickBooks. That's the next logical migration is from QuickBooks to this product. And that's why Intuit owned it for about 3 or 4 years. But the nice part is, and you can't do this in QuickBooks. So I'm on a job, happens to be job number 2, doesn't make any difference. A bunch of contact information, stuff about the job, if there's retention, the date I'm supposed to bill it, just kind of standard information. All the contacts from the job can be put into here, and a bunch of project dates can be put in here. But the nice part is, if I want to see the budget for this job, that's the budget for the job. Line item by line item, my material budget, the man hours that I had budgeted to do each task, equipment budget. Um, if I want to see all the purchase orders I've written, those are all the purchase orders I've written. Let's just say you don't remember authorizing anything that large. I double click that. That is the purchase order to buy framing material, and line item by line item what I bought on that purchase order for that job. Close that. If I want to see all of my change orders, these are all my change orders on the job. Again, I'm not going to bore you, but I could click back on that and see the detailed change order. What I've invoiced for the job, what's been paid, what hasn't been paid. So that once I get on the job, I just with one click, I want jobs, put the job number in, and everything I need to know about that job is right here across the bottom. I'm going to close that real quick. Um, and I'm going to jump into estimating just real briefly. And I just want to show it to you. You could continue to use use Excel if that's what you're using. But I'll show you how ours works, just so you have an idea. What we have is we call ours assemblies. If you're familiar with manufacturing, they call them kits or bill of materials, but we call it an assembly. And this right here is one assembly. And this happens to be to do a residential phone outlet with a jack. Open that up a little bit. So I go through my plans, I count how many I have, and I'm just going to make this different. I'm going to make this 25. I'm just going to recalculate real quick. But what this system knows is every time I have one of these assemblies, for every one of these I need to do, I need 100 linear foot of cable. I need one jack faceplate. I need one 3-prong, whatever that is, modular jack, and I need a gang box to do that. And it's going to take me 1 hour to install it. And so no matter what this number is up here, it's going to take 25 times these individual components to do one and extend out. So now I know I need 2,500 foot of cable. I need 25 faceplates, etc. 25 hours to install it. These are my cost numbers. This is my overhead and profit. This is my sales price. And that all rolls up into $49 a unit. But now I know what I have to bid for this item. I also know if I'm going to buy these from somebody, that's the vendor I'm going to buy all those electrical supplies from. I can now create the purchase order. This is where it's going to put the budget. So you're getting the idea here. Once you get these built, and they're not that hard to build, it feels and works like Excel. It just happens to be our estimating. Once you have this built, now I can come up here, create the purchase orders for this job. If you happen to subcontract, which I don't think you do, but if you were, I can create the subcontracts, I can create the proposal, and put everything out there into the budget. So I have a budget to compare my actual cost against. So I'm going to close this real quick. I just wanted to give you a kind of snapshot of how that works. I'm going to open my menu back up because it's that old dog, new tricks thing. I've been using this software for 12 years. This was just added in one of the last releases. I'm still real comfortable working off the menu, so because I know where everything is. So I want to show you two reports. One is this, and I'll find a job that has some hours in it here. So remember, we did a budget, and then for those task codes, I knew how many hours I had budgeted. And if you want to use Excel, you can copy the paste the information in here and to get the same results if you don't use our estimating. These are the hours that are coming through payroll. Just a simple math. I used 123% of the hours up here, and I used 112% here, or whatever. And once a week, you're going to ask your field guys to come in here. They can't screw anything up because this is the only column that we can really change. And they're going to tell you, hey, boss, I'm 95% complete on this one. I'm 81% complete on this, just for lack of a better number. And on this one, I'm 100% complete. Oops, not 1,000, 100. So I hit that, recalc real quick. Now I know that I need about an hour to finish this. I need 8 hours to finish this line item. I'm going to be over budget here, and under budget here. But I can look at each job and the line items on each job and see how I'm doing compared to my budget that I put together. And if I scroll all the way down to the bottom, I can look and say, hey, you know what? I budgeted 918 hours on here. Hours I've used so far is 120. I need 799 hours to complete it, which is, wow, this job came out pretty good. I'm only like less than an hour over budget. And so the bottom line is that's great information to feed back to your field to know if they're on task or not. A lot of our clients, and it's up to you, will use this one as well. And I apologize, I don't have an electrical job, which would make more sense, obviously, but you'll get the idea in a second. Plug your items in here. Could be pull wire, mount boxes, wire boxes, whatever those tasks that you do are. This is the budget that you put together. This is the number of units that you had to do. But now what I can tell you is, I'm not looking for percent. I'm asking you, how many of those 25 gang boxes have you got installed? And we're just going to make this bad. We'll make this 15, okay? Now, based on the cost for your labor and your materials, I budgeted this column, and I'm spending this column. So I budgeted $86 a unit, and I'm spending $211 a unit. Now, you may be getting that information, but I'm willing to bet that you're not. And if you are, you're having to make a lot of efforts to get that number. But at the end of every week, once that payroll's run on Monday or Tuesday, this information is available to you. If I'm bidding a job next week that's just like this job, I can go back and see what my actual costs were. So I make sure that I'm on budget. You know, my budget's pretty close to what my actuals were last time. So these reports are just native to the system. I mean, they were just mouse clicks. And, you know, they're right here on my desktop so I can run them. Job reports, tons of job reports. I'm not going to go into those. Full payroll, including certified payrolls, prevailing wage, accounts payable, just like your QuickBooks, basically. Accounts receivable, I'd say it's like your QuickBooks, but it's not. It does the accounting the same way. Debit on the left, credit on the right, but we do progress billings, percent complete. We do time and material billing. So if you have a job where you're doing stuff with a certain markup for materials and a certain markup for labor, it's going to calculate those bills for you. And the other thing that we have, let me go find it real quick, is what we call call sheets. And I think these are really nice, better than an aging. Let's pull this one up real quick here. So what your person's going to have, whoever makes the calls, and it may be you, is this is my customer, Jessica. That's her phone number. That's her cell phone number. These are the notes I've got on that client, and they come in on the report. She has a couple jobs with me, job 2, job 3, job 8. These are the invoices, and this is what's outstanding. So I have that in front of me. So when I'm on the phone, I have all of her jobs in one place, and I have multiple contact numbers for her. This is what we make our calls off of. And if you go back into the system and put notes either A on the invoice or B on the client, they're going to continue to print every time you run this. So my favorite one is, 32706 would be, talk to Jessica, check number 422 is being put in the mail on Friday afternoon. We'll be here Monday for the amount of $100,000. Well, if I come back here and that invoice is still open, I know she didn't do that, and I can call her on it, but I don't have to go back and look for it. It's going to be right there in front of me while I'm on the phone. So anyway, one of the things that this system does, it's made to make your life easier, and everything's integrated. And so the estimate goes over to a bunch of places. The job costing, as you probably are aware, in QuickBooks, if I pay you $20 an hour, $20 is all that goes to the job today. In Sage 100, the 20 goes in, your Social Security goes in, if there's a 401k match, if there's a health and benefit, there's vacation time, all of that cost is being put to the job as well. So you have fully burdened cost just to like you estimated it. So Anyway, this was meant to be a short version. I like to keep them at 10 minutes because I know you guys are busy. So bottom line is, if you like what you see and you can spare me a half hour, 45 minutes one day, let's jump online and I'll show you some other things that it can do. And the best thing is if you bring your questions and say, hey, Dennis, can it do this? Dennis, can it do this? Can you show me how this report? I'll show you. I don't know the system. Well, I probably do know it, 99% of it, because I've been using it for so long. And I should be able to find what you're looking for while we're on the phone. If not, I'll find it and get it to you. But 139 cost reports, I probably have what you're looking for. Let's get together next week and see if we can't make this work for you. Have a great weekend if you're watching it today or tomorrow. If not, I hope you had a good weekend. Thanks.